Now, the hard part is going to be for us to create our own button. I'm going to right click again, type properties, and we're going to be adding a button here. Let's just put a separator between some of these. Okay, so now we have things kind of separated, and let's create a button. This button is going to be called execute. And here on the label, we can put whatever we want. So save FBX and textures. Okay. Another thing we want to include, and that's always relevant when we're working with the conversion to game assets, is we do have a poly reduce, and it makes sense for us to expose how much we want to reduce the game asset. So let's go here and create another folder. I'm going to call this game asset geo. And for the game asset geo, the relevant part is going to be, if you remember, we have this parameter here, which clips the low. So we have this threshold, and this is something that I want to include here. I'm going to call this clip low, clip threshold, apply. Okay. And the other thing is the poly reduce. So here on the poly reduce, we're also going to be wanting to expose this parameter, the percent to keep. I'll leave it like that. And for now, I think that takes care of everything. So we're having that problem probably because of this material. So I'm going to clip it out, take it out. Apply. Okay. Accept. Save node type. So now we have those options here, clip threshold and percent to keep. Now the button, back to the button. We have the button here, save FBX and textures. And for the button to execute, we need to add a bit of Python code to this. So, and I'm not gonna explain exactly all that it's doing. I'll try to be brief about that. That is a completely different subject. Right now, I'm just gonna give you a recipe that works. So here on the scripts, we'll be adding Python module, and to this Python module, on this Python module we're gonna import Houdini module, but this is kind of redundant. It should be brought in by default, but just in case, and we'll define a function which is going to require one argument, which is going to be a node. And for now, we're just going to take care of that node arop fbx. And we're going to call the render. And this is the function that our button is going to be calling. Next, we go to the button. And in the button, we'll have a callback script. Let's expand this. We'll use quarks node Houdini module render, which is the function that we defined, and as an argument we're going to give it quarks. Okay, and that's what we need. Let's hit apply. Okay, so let's test this out. Let's save the save node type, match current definition, and let's try hitting the button and see what happens. A couple of things I was doing wrong. I switched this to manual so it's faster, so we don't need to wait for it to process every time we do a change. So the first thing, of course, is I wasn't using single quotes, which I can't really explain, but sometimes I do get confused about this. single quotes. And the other thing that I forgot to switch this to Python. Okay. And that's it. So now we hit apply. Okay. Accept. Okay. I'll save the node type and match current definition. We won't have to wait for anything because now it's in manual, and it will still process if we demand it. So now I'm gonna press this button and it's working, and we should see the output on the folder. Here we have it. I'll ask it to, and it's done.